Okay, here is the blur transition tutorial. So this is the before slide. What we're going to do is we're going to take a photo, we're going to add a gradient to it like this, and then we're going to transition to a new slide, and that slide will have this same picture but it'll be blurred, and then you can see the text in there. Alright, let's get to it. So the first thing I like to do is, if I'm going to use a gradient, I'm going to change the picture to black and white. I think the gradient shows a little bit better. So I click on the photo, choose picture format, color, and I'm going to go to recolor and choose the one right here called dark gray, text color to dark. And the next thing is I'm going to create a box. I'm going to move this down a little bit here. So I'm going to go to home, shape, and the box. I'm going to draw a box to the size of the slide. And then over here in shape options, I'm choosing the bucket fill in line. And right now it's solid fill. I'm going to choose gradient fill. And whatever gradient you had before, whether it's default or something you changed, this is the one I have right here, so I'm going to use. But if you're not familiar with gradients, you can just basically click on one of the colors here. So this right here, you come over here and then you can change it to something else. So let's say I want it to be yellow, and then you can see that it's right there. I'm going to switch it back. And then I'm going to put the picture back in place. And what I did was I changed the transparency. So it's at 63%. If you see I go to 0, I'm not going to see it. So I'll bring it to around 63% again. And then you can change the direction or the angle. Right now mine is at 45. So you can really just obviously mess around with how you want the gradient to be. But I wanted the green to be up top and then the kind of the purple and the dark in the corner over here. So once I'm done with that, basically I can duplicate it. So duplicate side, and then I'm going to click on the slide, click on the actual picture in the background right there. And at this time on my format picture, I have artistic effects. I'm going to click the down arrow, and there's this blur one over here. I'm going to choose blur. And right now the default, it's pretty low, so you're not really seeing much of a blur. So I'm going to move it up to around, I'm just going to type in, you can move it, I'm going to type in 65 and then hit enter. And then you can see the photo is blurred there. The next step is I'm going to add a transition. So I click on transitions up top here. I'm going to click fade. And right now the duration is 0.7. I'm going to do it to 2.5 seconds and hit enter. And then I have another slide over here. All I'm going to do is copy the actual text that I just created and paste it over here. And that's about it. Let's go back to the first slide with the gradient, and I'll click play. So there's the created gradient photo, and then the blur photo, and the transitions there. Okay, this is a really good tutorial. Simple as far as the steps, but also it's a good way to focus the audience on your information. And there you go.